Coming to you from the Hunt Point Longwood section of the Bronx. So welcome to Kelly Street Garden, and this is our mural. So in 2014, Banana Kelly and Workforce Housing took all the residents out of the buildings and brought them back, wanted to access for the garden. So my journey here came through a long route. I live in Chelsea, one of the most gentrified areas, and I thought as the supermarkets started closing, how am I going to eat? So one of the things I did was decide to learn how to grow food. I also did a workforce training program in culinary arts, finding out that I actually preferred growing food than actually cooking it. So this is the garden. So right here's our gazebo and our various menagerie, as I call it. So when people talk about soil and water, I begin from its beginnings that a healthy soil and actually gets me good seed and food. So that's how I begin. So as we see, we have everything growing, and some of the stuff is from last year, and that makes it easier. And we have our own little black cohosh, indigo, and various things. We have beets that are growing from last year, and we overwinter, and then we bring it up and we distribute it to community. Various flowers, asters. So for me, soil is the beginning of it. Healthy soil, healthy food, healthy people, having water. Luckily, we have 6 750-gallon tanks that allow us to have irrigation system that works at all times. So even if we haven't pulled it up into the water system, we still have water. And so I'm going to show you them as well. As we discuss artistic vision, the garden is artistic vision. It allows me to sit down and let it tell me what I need to do. So some of the things I learned is, what does it tell me? So my artistic vision is just sitting and contemplating the world, contemplating what we see and what is it telling me. And also all the colors of the garden. Right now, you mainly see green, but eventually you will see other colors. So also, how do things work in relation? And that's also about artists. Of course, people don't think of farmers as artists because, well, we're not the conventional artists, to be quite honest. Our artistic vision comes with contemplating the world and the colors that will attract people into the garden and the things that come into the garden. So artistic vision, yes, I love photography. Yes, I love photographing, but I let the garden and the farms teach me what I need to see. Show me another way of seeing and being. Artistic vision is all about the world that is around us and the things that we learn and do. So everything from looking at a dandelion right here, and it's beautiful little flower. Let me see if I can get it. From the dandelion and its yellow flowers to actually learning all about it, learning about the roots, learning about its bitterness, and actually contemplating what it actually means when you close your eyes and make a wish. That's an artistic vision within itself. Everything from the red clovers, I don't know if you can see them. Those are the things that you see as well. So when you look at a garden, yes, at first you see green, but eventually during the year, what you'll also see is actually people as well. People who are working on a, let's say, fire escape, people who walk in and out, people who use this as just a way of contemplating the world. Some people like to put their hands in the soil. Some people just put their feet in the soil. They do various things. So when I talk about it, I see the colors. I see the vision. I look at cooking demos as a way of getting people to look at food, but at the same time, some of the things are, what are the colors in the plate that can attract people to actually eating food? And those are some of the things we did. So we have everything from common milkweed, which will attract the butterflies, the monarch butterflies especially, which end up taking over, to the look of the, all right, thank you, bye, to everything, to ferns, to people coming to get flowers and food. So we have all sorts of things going on in the garden. The things that volunteer themselves, like the mint that grows up all over the place, and then we have to make decisions about it, to the burdock that decides to dominate the view. I don't know if you can see this. So we have various things in the gardens and things we learn about, from the sage that's growing up inside of the burdock because I didn't move it in time, to all these things that are always here. What do we contemplate in a garden and how does it bring about its vision? So yes, we use compost and we do that. We have 2-3 bin systems that allows us to redistribute the nutrients into the world. And then we just continue and we figure it out. So as much as you think I'm a conventional farmer and I don't do artists, I'm actually an artisan in my own strange sort of way. An artist who looks at the world and looks at soil and looks at seed and has to figure it all out. Sometimes I'm an abject failure and sometimes I'm actually successful. And so when I think of water and rain, I'm happy because that means my crops will grow. And so after hating rain and thinking, oh my God, it's going to rain, it's like, please come on, rain. I need my crops to grow. I need to see the world and I need to feed and nourish the world that I see around me. So for me, it's kind of a different thing. I like rain. I make sure I can get the crops in if I know it's going to rain. And I just keep playing. So I guess you could say I'm a person or a kid who plays in dirt. That was once told to me. Like, what makes you someone who likes to play in the dirt at your best age? And so this is the garden. It's my artistic vision. It's everyone's artistic vision. When you come to a community garden, it's about community, but it's also about learning from each other, learning together, and learning with people. We have things like artists, we'll have an artistic, we'll have paint and zip. So people will be dealing with teas, we'll be learning the garden, we'll be sitting down here, we'll be contemplating what it looks like. We'll be figuring out what works and what doesn't. We'll be looking at the different things in the soil, and we'll just be living. So this is my artistic vision, and this is how soil and water affects me. I hope you've enjoyed our tour of the garden. And yes, we've been blessed. At the beginning of our season, we had a monk who came. His uncle came last year. His nephew came this year. So the garden gets blessed at the beginning of the season. And it's always a wonderful thing to have the blessings. And so we look forward to next year where we will continue our blessings. And this is my journey to soil and water. And I hope you enjoyed looking at the garden. Thank you.